Welcome to Mountain Biking 101. We're going to talk about the basics, like balance, bike control, wheelies, shifting up and downhill, and finally jumping. Here's some of the gear you'll need. Helmet for sure. This is the bike my cousin's going to be using, a Trek Wahoo. It has 8 gears, 29-inch wheels, and disc brakes. First, you have to have balance. Notice how Edward's body is centered over the seat of the bike. He uses his wheel to keep himself aligned. Bike control, Edward's testing himself on the flat ground before he gets to the mountain. He's practicing just having command over his bike, seeing if he can lift it off the ground, move it in different directions, which will help in rocky situations. The wheelie. This is a more advanced move. When you're trying to do this, to do it safely, you want to keep your arms straight so not to turn the front wheel. You want to put your bottom in the back of the seat, drop it into a low gear, and pedal. Shifting gears up and downhill. When you're going uphill, you want to keep it in the first gear, and you want to sit down in your seat so your rear wheel doesn't come disconnected from the ground. You may have a hard time, but this is a very rocky area. Downhill, you probably won't shift too much. What you want to do is you want to keep your hand on the brake a lot. Your 2 fingers, at least 2 fingers over the brake, see if you have to hit the brake. Edward sometimes is just holding the brake and he's just allowing his body to slide. He does body pitches into the corners so he can turn quickly. He almost just leans and doesn't turn his front wheel very much. If you turn your wheel too much, you might hit a rock and fly over the handlebars. So keep your arms stiff and straight as you can. When you're jumping, just like going downhill, you want to keep your hands and your handlebars straight. Edward knows how to jump, so he can do tricks. So you want to keep your hands out straight and ride straight off. You probably don't want to start out pulling up or trying to do a bunny hop. You just want to ride straight off and try not to fall. Now, when you're talking about mountain biking, normally you're doing it on paths that aren't too well worn for bikers. They may be used by hikers. That's a different story. Sometimes these paths have very jagged rocks. It's easier to go over them on your feet. But like this one, this is Joe, one of our friends. He's been mountain. He's pretty experienced. He's actually walking his bike right here. And if you can't tell, this is South Mountain. There's a really steep slope to his left. It's almost vertical. But he's been biking. He knows what he's doing. And along with, you have to be prepared. If you want to start mountain biking, you got to be prepared to crash. Joe has his helmet on. He has knee pads and shin pads on. Edward only has a little helmet that covers the top of his head when he crashes. He went to the hospital for that one.